Welcome to another week of Instigating with Clarkey and Drury. I'm Drury. That's Clarkey. We're very pleased to be joined as we are well into the beginning of the PGA Tour season. We are very pleased to be joined by our buddy. This is the guy we turn to when we want to talk about golf and when we need Clarkey to get advice on how to not chili dip in the Dominican Republic and not sink one single birdie putt. We turn to this guy, and that's our buddy Ian Doig of the Ian Doig Golf Academy. Doigy, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right, guys. I'm getting a little frustrated with all this damn white stuff we've got falling out here. It's driving me a little bit crazy, but
it's February, buddy. It's Canada.
Yeah,
it's dog days of winter for sure, and it was
speaking
raining
of dogs
today, and yes, the dogs. Well, Clarkey, you're going to be hoping that your pick season doesn't go to the dogs this year like it did last year. You finished dead last in total wins, so we'll see if it can improve for you, and we will get to our waste management picks, of course. But I want to start, Doigy, with the Pro-Am, the Pebble Beach Pro-Am, and boy, Rory just comes roaring out of the gate. And we do this every year. Are you as optimistic as ever that this guy can win a major after starting so strongly? Because, dude, he strolled down 18 with a 3-stroke lead. Like, he didn't even care. Like, he just cruised at the Pro-Am. Did that performance give you hope that, again, on Masters Sunday, we'll be clutching our pearls, hoping that Rory can do it?
Yeah, absolutely. 100% it did, for a couple of reasons. He did something last week that he switched golf balls early in the week.
Oh,
yes.
So he went from the TP5X to the TP5, but the 2021 edition, I think, a little bit softer. And he found that he liked the way it reacted, and he went to it very quickly. And then he goes out and plays like he does.
Is that a lower trajectory ball too, or?
Yeah, it doesn't. It spins a little differently, is what it does, and especially around the greens. And so he was able to control it a little bit better. But what I noticed more than anything was that notoriously over the last few years, and I've been very critical about this, is with his wedge game. His wedge game, for a player of his ability, he was missing too many greens with wedges and sand wedges and gap wedges in his hand. And for a player of that caliber, that should not happen. And I always maintained that part of the reason was in his setup, he was very rigid and extended right at address, much like he is with the driver, which is the best club in his bag. But last week, he even talked about it, how he worked a lot on his wedge game over the season. And to me, his arms looked like they were hanging better and softer in the address position, and his wedge game was much better. I just think that the combination of the ball, the wedge game, and the way he's driving it, he could win 7 or 8 times this year.
But like one weekend, like, do you think a guy can like just turn it around in one weekend and be like way better?
Well, Clarkey, we're not talking about some guy here, though, right?
I agree, but some guy has gone a long time without winning a major.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is he put the work in.
I get that.
Right?
We'll see. Yeah.
And so the changes that he's made, plus, I played in that tournament at Pebble Beach, not the Pro-Am, but I played in a Pro-Am at Pebble Beach last year in the spring. And the tee that they used on the 14th hole, I teed off about 20 yards in front of them. And both my rounds at Pebble Beach, I hit driver, 3-wood, and a wedge or a gap wedge into the green. And Rory McIlroy hit driver, 7-iron on the green. So by that take, he's hitting it close to 200 yards by me, which is insanity.
He hit that was on Saturday when he hit a 399-yard drive.
That's not fair.
Of course,
that's not fair. That's not right.
He had
that's stupid. That's stupid. Let's be honest.
And Ryan,
I want Ian's reaction to that. Like 399-yard drive.
Well, let me break it down for you because it pitches slightly downhill as it doglegs to the left, and most guys, like, they were talking about it on the broadcast, Doigy, like, I'm sure you watched, like, they couldn't believe it because they were like, most guys, like, we never see guys even try this because there's those trees there. Yeah. He cleared that. He had, I think it was 332 yards of hang time, and then it ran the rest of the way.
Yeah, but a dog leg is measured.
I know.
Cutting the corner. So if he...
Well, but the tee shot is measured by how far it carries in the air. That's what TrackMan does. So he was carrying it 330 in the air, 340 in the air.
Stupidity.
It's crazy. It's absolutely.
So how is that happening now? Like, let's not talk about the way the earth goes downhill or whatever. Like,
it's funny that you're asking.
They eliminated square grooves back in the 90s or whatever because of the spin. Like, this trampoline effect now on these golf clubs, on the drivers in particular, obviously, has to be. Like,
let's get into a couple things. I'm glad you asked that question, Clarkey, because I was actually thinking about this when I was doing a bit of research today.
Mm-hmm.
There's a number.
I didn't do any research, and I thought of it.
There was a number of things at play here. Okay, first of all and foremost, we always talk about the golf ball. Mm-hmm. We talk about the heads. Okay, and to a lesser extent, we talk about the agronomy and we talk about the shafts. Okay, so when I go back to when I started. Let's go to agronomy first. When I started, the greens were measuring at 8, 9, or 10 on the stimp meter. A fast green would be 10, maybe 11 at Augusta, okay?
Yeah.
Now the greens are 12, 13, 14 on the stimp meter.
Yeah.
But back in those days, the fairways were at 4, 5, or 6 on the stimp meter. So when the ball pitched into the ground, it typically was a little softer and you would get 4, 6, maybe 8 yards of roll.
Right.
Okay. Now we watch the ball pitch into the ground and they're getting 30, 40, and sometimes 50 yards of roll. Okay. That's part of the reason why we're hitting it farther. Okay. So agronomy. Fairways are tighter. They're 10 on the stimp meter now. Then let's go. We don't talk about it enough is about the shaft. Okay. The technology that's gone forward in the shaft and the make of the shafts allows these players who are bigger and stronger and more physically fit to swing harder, okay, with the lighter shafts. I mean, some of them are using shafts that only weigh 55 grams, but because the way the makeup of them, they play like an extra stiff or a double X stiff shaft, but a lighter shaft, they can move it faster. Now you throw into the bigger heads. That's allowed because with the trampoline effect, but the bigger head is allowed because the shafts are lighter. Okay? So that's a big issue, right? And then we go into the golf ball. The golf ball is designed to fly straight. It doesn't curve anymore. There's not as much spin in it. So if we took a Balata golf ball from 1984 and had Rory hit at it with that clubhead speed, it would spin a lot more. So it would spin up in the air and it would spin sideways more as well. So it wouldn't go as far. So there's a bunch of things in play here. So one of the things that I think should be done is stopping the progression of the shafts. If we all went back to a steel shaft, they'd go back to hitting at 280, 290, 300. Now, the problem with that is, Clarkey, you'd go back to hitting it 190, 200, 210 off the tee.
I wouldn't go back to that. That's what I'm at.
Okay, well,
he'd
right,
go to 130, 140.
Right.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, so people, the average Joe would lose a lot of distance. So therefore, the game.
Yeah, but let the average Joe
them,
like
right.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You know what shaft I play because I bought it off you.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's good or bad or whatever. I just gave you the money. If I had a better shaft, I'll be able to hit the ball further. Like, would it make a difference?
Possibly.
Because you know my little red Wilson that I was hitting?
Yep.
I feel that I was hitting the ball just as far as I was with that and with this club. And I need some more distance. I have a fast swing, as you know, and I get it.
So
I get it. There's other things, but if I can buy a better game, I want to do it.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What's your club head speed with your driver?
I don't know. I don't have one of those things to measure.
Okay, but that's
idea.
one of the things we need to go check on because I think you have a pretty fast swing. What you do for average Joe,
right?
But I
get that. I'm not near your speed.
To you that you swing the golf club, the driver, at somewhere between 85 and 90 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm swinging at 97 miles an hour right now.
Okay, so if I'm at 90 miles an hour, if I got a better shaft, can I have how many yards could I add? Can I add 10, 15, 20 yards?
4, 5, maybe 6. It would depend on the spin rate of the golf ball and the launch angle of the club and all of those things. And that's where all the best players in the world, they've maximized all of those things together because they're on TrackMan and they're on the machines every week.
Oh, no, for sure.
So they're maximizing their launch angle. They're maximizing their spin. They're maximizing the descent angle of the ball, right? They want the ball to maximize out at a certain height so that when it's coming down at a degree, not at 90 degrees where it's just going to hit the ground and stop, and not at 21 degrees because then it never got high enough to carry the distance they wanted. It's coming down around 40 degrees and it's hitting the hard, firm, fast fairways and bounding forward.
I've had when I was in Dominican, the fairways are soft, and you would think they wouldn't be, but they are. And I was hardly getting any roll. Like a couple times they plugged.
Right. Well, you can look at golf courses around here. They're one of the best golf courses in our area is TPC at Osprey Valley. Now, the course that we played the Canadian Tour on for a few years was the Heathland course, which was the original golf course. And I love the golf course, but my problem with the golf course is the superintendent there puts way too much water on it. So it plays soft. So it doesn't play like a true links style golf course, which is what it's designed to do. It's supposed to play firm and fast. And it doesn't because he has too much access to water. And in his mind, green is good. So he waters it and waters it and waters it and makes it green. Green isn't always good on a golf course. Sometimes brown is good. I mean, let's go look at some of the old British Open championships at St. Andrews and Troon. And in the old days, they barely kept the greens alive because it was so dry. Right. And so there's a lot that goes into that. So when the ground is soft, you have to maximize your carry distance. When the ground is firm, you have to maximize your run distance. And that all comes down to putting the correct shaft and the correct ball and the correct launch angle all together.
It's funny because when someone says to me rattlesnake, the first thing I think of is hard as rock. The ground. But maybe it's different now. It's probably been 10 years since I played there. But I never liked playing there because the ground seems so hard, and if I would hit the fairway, it would always run off, right?
Yeah.
So it
fast.
Yeah.
It's firm and fast, and I love that. I played there last summer a couple times. I loved it. It was firm and fast.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we like.
So you always tell me
a couple of little things. I just think
for
Rory,
sure.
a couple things that Rory did last week. The excellent driving of the golf ball, but I loved the hanging of his arms in his short irons. To me, that's the best he's looked in 4 or 5 years. Over the golf ball with the short irons. He's always looked good with the long stuff because he hits it so high and so far. But this time, the length of that, like where he was missing it, like I didn't see him. I didn't watch every round, but I didn't see him miss any greens with a wedge in his hand this last week. Whereas last year he was doing it at least once a week. And that's where I think the turning point's going to be, is right there. He's going to wedge it better all year long.
That's the big thing that's held him back. I remember talking about that with you after the Masters and after the British Open too. I believe it was Doigy, where he was in the mix, and then his wedge game. I remember you saying last year his wedge game is costing him tournaments, and especially big tournaments. And you watch how he played at the Pro-Am, and I mean, a lot of people. I mean, the driver's always been his best club. And with a guy like that, that's a great weapon to have. It's just that, you know, when he would get within distance of the green with a wedge, you'd always kind of shake your head and go like, how is a guy with hands this good? Because we know how good his hands are. Like, you can't drive a ball that accurately with bad hands. The mechanics of the way he was using his wedges were just obscene at times. Like, and it was confusing to watch a guy do that.
Yeah, very, very much so. The other thing that he talked about last week was he made a conscious decision over the wintertime to feel like he's playing a little bit more like Scotty Scheffler in the fact of to minimize the mistakes. So that goes to the wedge game too, but to minimize mistakes. So like, I think Rory from 2 years ago, even though he had a 3-shot lead on the 18th hole, stands up there with a driver in his hand and pummels it down there and hits 7-iron on the green and, you know, wins by 4. But this year's Rory stood up on the tee with a 4-iron in his hand and then laid up and then wedged it into the middle of the green and took his 2-putt and got out of Dodge with the 2-shot win. So I see a little more of that possibly happening too, where if I don't have the numbers in front of me, but if you went back and looked at how many double bogeys Rory made last year, it'd be a really, really high for a player of his caliber. And if he minimizes that down to no double bogeys for the year, that changes the dynamic of his finishes dramatically, right? So I think a combination of everything, the softer ball, the way he's driving it, the softer arms in his wedge game, and the way he's going to think around the golf course is going to change it. And he came out and said he has 3 more things that he wants to do, right? And one of them is win the Masters, and one of them is win an Olympic medal, right? So,
and he can do it if he's
to win another Ryder Cup on away soil.
Right? Yeah. And if he's the guy that's dialed in the most and is the driving force behind that, I mean, when he's dialed in, like I know Scotty, and like he's kicked the door down and he's the big man on campus right now. But like, if Rory can, and I mean, like I don't want to talk like the guy is 50. He's not Phil Mickelson or something here. Like he's in his late 30s. So to say roll the clock back it seems a little unfair to say. But if he can do that, like there's nobody scarier on the golf course, man. Like he's still Rory, man. That guy's in there.
I personally think he's still got 4 or 5 majors in him.
I hope so. Wow. I just love watching that guy win.
There's a statement.
And if he does it, even if it's not the Masters this year, like remember he was really in the US Open he just whiskey mitted his way out of that. If he just gets one this year, I'm going to be so fired up. Hopefully we got to watch one together, Doigy. That'd be a good day.
You know what? I'm just going to throw this out there, but the U.S. Opens is in Oakmont this year, which isn't that far away.
You've already mentioned this to us.
You know, we could jump in the truck and drive down there.
God, is that ever tempting? I might
tell Ryan what kind of truck you got, Doigy.
We would take yours because I don't want to put the miles on my new truck, Clarkey.
Exactly.
But
that's right.
I bought myself a GMC Canyon from some guy up in Exeter. He's working at a dealership in Exeter. You know,
HMP.
To be honest with you, it was probably his wife that made the sale, but you know,
that's okay.
Wow. There you go. Hey, a sale's a sale. Like Vin Diesel said in Fast and the Furious, winning's winning.
Absolutely right.
And speaking of winning, I did that a lot last year. I won 7 tournaments.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, in our golf.
Can you just like you know what they say, right? Like sore winners,
No.
Right? Like that's just what you are.
I'm not sore. I feel great. I'm a well worked in winner. That's what I am. Mm-hmm. And we're going to get things started this year with one of the best tournaments of the year. I love the Waste Management. It's the fans tournament. Hopefully there aren't 70 people passing out drunk this year, but they got to dial that back a little bit. But we're going to start it off here. We're going to unveil to everybody our picks, and then we're going to take a break after that. And when we come back, we're going to do something real special this year with the golf picks, because I want another excuse to really bury these guys. So we're going to do something fun after this. Producer Adam, I know you've got a graphic ready and everything with our Waste Management picks. So I have decided, and I had the first pick because I won the most last year. I have taken a team of my guy, Hideki Matsuyama, Mr. Yellow Shirt, Sam Burns, the defending champ, Nick Taylor of Abbotsford, BC, and Cameron Young. Ian is rolling with Sung Jae Im, Tom Kim, who just became an absolute star last year. I love that kid. Sepp Straka, who had a great opening round, and Si Woo Kim. Clarkey is rolling with Big Scotty, JT, Thigala, and Billy Horschel. How about that? So that is our Waste Management Open picks. We'll see how those shake out on Sunday evening, right before the Super Bowl. I'll be messaging everybody about my latest victory. So we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to be joined by another guest. And we are going to take part in a FedEx Cup draft off. We're going to draft a team for the season of golfers, and we're going to see who ends up with the big prize at the end of the year. That's coming up next here on Instigating. Welcome back to Instigating with Clarkey and Drury. Still rocking and rolling here with our buddy Ian Doig of the Ian Doig Golf Academy. And as promised, we're going to do our FedEx Cup draft. There's going to be a fourth participant. We'll unveil that person in a moment here. And we're all going to pick teams. Yep.
No.
There's going to be a fourth
You
person.
can't make the rules.
The rules are made, dude.
Person. Hold on.
Yeah, our guest is coming. I get to listen, Clarkey. I'm so dominant at this.
You know that it's between you, me, and Ian. No, I'm not taking part then.
I'm the king, and this is my court, and I make the rules, brother.
Well, you and Ian obviously discussed this without me, and as you know, my name is first on this show. You can't do that.
You're such a baby.
What can he do, Clarkey?
You can't just make things up without telling me.
He didn't.
Chuggy, listen. Chuggy is going to take part in the draft. Hello, Chuggy. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. And thank you for including me.
Absolutely. And Clark,
it's nothing against you, baby. Chuggy. It's just these guys do things behind my back. Okay.
Well, actually, the only reason
I had no idea
you were too busy.
Hold on.
I was busy. There's no doubt.
I would like to recall and take everybody that watches and listens to this show back to about July of last year when the Mexican Open took place.
That was a joke. That was just a joke.
And you two guys, led by you, Clarkey,
no doubt, but it was just a joke.
Yeah, well, this isn't a joke. This is serious business. And if you're a real competitor, you're going to take part and not be a whiner. And that's what's going to happen
Maybe
here.
Sue should come on too. And maybe Kate too. Why don't we get all of them? Let's have 6.
Because we can't pick 800 guys, dude. Okay?
Why? There's tons of golfers.
It's going to be a 4-pack of us. We're all going to pick teams of 5. Here's how it goes. FedEx Cup standings. You have to have at least 2 of your golfers make the FedEx Cup playoffs. And then at the end of it all, you count your 2 highest guys points-wise at the end. Whoever has the highest score wins. If you don't have at least 2 of your 5 players make the FedEx Cup playoffs, you are out. You do not qualify. Okay? That's the rules. Very simple. Okay, Clarkey, you got that? Do you need me to write it down for you? I'll send you a fax, brother. I know you've got a fax machine. Maybe I'll send it by Morse code. All right.
Good to know that you
ridiculous.
Really do love each other.
This is ridiculous.
I do love Clarkey, and I love him because he's one of those
again,
guys.
Chuggy, nothing against you. Nothing against you.
No.
Okay? I'd rather Chuggy in and Ryan out to have the 3.
Chuggy looks like a deer caught in the headlights right now.
Yeah. Here's what it
crossfire.
No, here's what it is, Chuggy. You know what it is? Clarkey is nervous about having a 4 next to his name instead of a 3 because a 4 looks worse. That's all this is. That's all this boils down to. Now, I want to...
I've done no homework on this either.
Dude, you know who the best golfers are. Pick those guys. Okay, before we start our pick-off, though, Doigy, I know you wanted to hammer on something about the waste management this week because the PGA's doing some wonky stuff, dude. Like, what the hell's going on here with this Monday qualifier nonsense?
Okay, so there's a lot going on. The PGA Tour is making these decisions.
Yeah.
I mean, they're in 2026, they're going to limited fields. You know, fields have always been in daylight savings time 156. Now they're going to go back to where they're maximum of 144 down to as low as 120. That's going to it's just crazy. Like the Tournament Players Championship next year is supposed to be 120 players. And the thing that gets me is they always say they're trying to grow the game. Well, every time they turn around, they're doing anything but grow the game. The thing of it is the policy board has players on it, and these players are making decisions to protect themselves in their own best interests. They don't want outsiders coming and playing. So this is some of the stuff that's going on. But the waste management, as long as I can remember, I mean, I tried to qualify for it back in the early 80s and 81, 82 and that. And it's gotten so big for the Waste Management that they, over the years, in the last number of years, they've had anywhere from 700 to 1,000 players paying upwards of $300 to enter a pre-qualifier to go through to the Monday qualifier to have a chance to get in the tournament where, 100 guys are teeing up and the top 4 get in and they get to play in the tournament. Well, starting in 2026, that's no longer the case. So the local golf association that runs that qualifier, those pre-qualifiers, has made that money for years and years and years, and they've done their budgets based on that money coming in and everything. Well, that now just has arbitrarily stopped. PGA Tour decided that's not going to happen anymore. There's no longer going to be a Monday qualifier. And I had to like this quote that I found yesterday or the day before from Patty Harrington. He talks about it. So he says, this has to be one of the strangest decisions of the PGA Tour when it comes to being in the entertainment business. If it was up to me, I'd be focusing more on Monday qualifiers. There's a movie script story nearly every week. I'd give the leading qualifier a TV draw. What he means by that is a couple other big names with him, and get a TV crew to follow him for the week. I would do this even more so in the bigger events, the signature events. We could have a tin cup story any given week. Could you imagine a struggling pro finishing in the top 10 and winning $500,000? Nobody would begrudge that payout. And he's absolutely right. I think about it and I kind of chuckle because the PGA Tour keeps shooting themselves in the foot with these decisions. And I'll go to the Champions Tour right now. Stephen Alker has become a household name on the Champions Tour. He won once on the Corn Ferry Tour. I played against him. I played against him in Canada, played against him overseas and stuff like that. And he was a struggling journeyman golf professional. He's won the last 2 Charles Schwab Cups, right? But they want to take all that away because they don't want to have Monday qualifiers, right? There was an Australian player last year on the Champions Tour who Monday qualified enough times where he got into the tournaments and he made enough money where he finished in the top 38 on the money list and he kept his exempt status for this year. But if they keep going the way they're going, that won't happen anymore. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, it's goofy stuff, man. I don't know. But look, I mean, throughout their history, they've done wonky stuff here and there. They've made a habit of doing really bizarre stuff the last 3-4 years, Doigy. I mean, ever since the Live Golf thing. Like
since Live came along, imagine
I
that,
don't know
right?
what Jay Monahan is. I can't stand that little snake. I can't stand that guy. Anyway, I digress. That's stupid. I hate it. I hope the PGA rescinds that. That's goofy. All right. Let's get down to brass tacks here. It's time to do the draft. Now, so that basically what this really is for is so that Clarkey can't complain at the end of the year. I have a random draft generator with our 4 names.
Can't see it. Make sure it's clear. I want to make sure it's clear. I can't see
I know
it.
it's
no
it's
one can
not,
see that, jury.
It's not very clear.
No, it's not clear at all. Hold it still.
I know.
Back it up a little bit.
It's tough for my camera to like focus on my phone screen.
We can't have this amateur camera.
What you see,
I saw it, Clarkey. You were 4th.
No, I was first.
Clarkey was right now. I have it set to randomize. I'm going to randomize it 10 times. Clarkey right now is in the 1 hole. Ian, me, Chuggy. I'm going to hit this button next to our names that says 10 times. There's a big orange button that says randomize.
Clean your camera. Like do something. Jury.
There's nothing wrong with my camera. It's that it has trouble focusing on another screen.
Yeah,
That's
so
what it is.
You. Too bright.
Yeah. I'm going to hit the randomizer now, okay? It's going to randomize this 10 times.
Why are you doing it 10 times?
Clarkey, you have the first overall pick. It does it 10 times really fast. It rolls it 10 times really fast.
Sounds good. I can see that clearly.
Here is our draft order. Here is our draft order. I'll read it out. It's Clarkey, Ian, me, Chuggy. Chuggy, I wanted you to have the first overall pick. I really, really did. And that would have been really funny. I would have laughed to hear Clarkey complain about that. Okay, Clarkey, you have the first overall pick.
I'm going with the champ. He's the champ until someone, dethrones him. Scotty
Scheffler's gone.
So
I don't have anything to write this stuff down on. Just
all right.
I do.
Doigy's up next.
Scotty's gone. Yes, Doigy. It is you.
Wow, we just talked about him for 15 minutes. I have to take Rory McIlroy. I mean, holy Hannah, come on.
You are taking Rory. With my first pick, I love this guy, man. I can't stay away. Hideki Matsuyama.
Ooh, that's not what I thought.
All right, Chuggy.
There you go. There you go. It's wide open then.
Well, I am going to take Colin Morikawa.
Wow. I like that. One of my guys. I like Colin Morikawa.
And Chug, you get another one right off.
No, I don't think we're doing a snake.
We're not doing a snake.
Oh, sorry. I didn't get that rule
snakes.
change either. Okay.
Well, yeah, but look
to me.
It goes back to you.
Oh, wow. That's even better.
Look at he's got a smile on his face. Holy shit.
Now he likes the rules. He loves
I love the rules. The rules are good, man. The rules are really good.
Give me a pick.
Okay, let's go. We're going to go. I think this guy's just going to have a big year. Justin Thomas.
JT for Clarkey. Very good.
Nice pick. All right. I just think this kid he's definitely going to be number one in the world at some point in time. I just hope that it's
here we go.
Ludwig Aberg.
I knew that was coming, man.
I did too.
I knew
It's
I knew it.
It's just Ian's go-to every time. But that's fine. That's fine. One of these times he might come through for him.
You want to know what though? I gotta say that I agree with you. I think that Auburn, he's a guy that just he consistently shows up, and he's gonna knock some people off, man. I'm telling you.
Thanks.
He really, really is. Next, it is my turn, and there are so many guys still available here.
Yeah, there's tons.
And I like this kid a lot, and I think that he's going to have a big year, and I think he could be the number one golfer in the world someday, too. Ladies and gentlemen, I will be taking Tom Kim.
I was going to say kite. Ian Doig glasses.
All right. Well, since you picked Tom, which was going to be my pick, I am going to pick Xander Schauffele.
I like that pick. I like that.
Hey, Clarkey, it's back to you there, big guy.
Back to me, huh?
Chuggy's got two of my favorite guys. I love it.
Back to me, you say, huh? Okay, let's go with Wyndham. Don't call me Wendell Clark.
Wyndham Clark. Oh, Clarkey. Is that because he's your namesake?
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm going to go with
This is riveting.
Sung J M.
Yep. I like that. Okay. Sung JM off the board. I'm gonna take another young guy that I really like, and I know that Clarkey probably has him on his list that doesn't exist. Sahith Theegala.
Of course.
Well, he's so far down the list here, I can't find him.
No, he's not.
He's not. He's rated at the top.
Don't worry about it.
He's going to be at the top after this week.
All right. I am going to take Tony Finau.
That's Ryan's guy.
Here's the thing, though. Tony, because he's on Live now.
Yeah, he's gone.
Tony left?
Yeah, I think so.
Tony Finau's with Live.
He played last week.
Oh yeah, he played, but that was he's on Live now. Finau left.
Seriously?
Okay, I'm pretty sure.
Oh boy, that's too bad, Chuggy. Okay, my pick.
No.
No.
Let's confirm it.
Let's confirm that.
Hey, this is live, riveting.
Okay, I'll pick a different one.
Well, I want to confirm that he's actually on Live. No, because he played last week. There was
totally
rumors he was going.
Chuggy's got him.
Yep, you're fine. Finau is fine.
Tony?
Yep, Tony the Tiger.
Finau's fine. I just want, because I remember the rumors were there that he was going to sign, and I just wanted to make sure that you had a legit pick.
If he signs next week, Chuggy, we're sorry. But
well, exactly.
That's the
break.
Too late money, now. You take your chance.
That's right.
Yeah, he played in the AT&T last week, so
yeah, he played AT&T. You're good. I just wanted to confirm that Chuggy
I thought he wasn't
going to have a dead pick.
I definitely heard he was. So.
There was a rumor that they offered him like 120 mil, but no, he's there. Tony's good. Let's continue the draft. Back to Clarkey with your fourth pick. Yes.
Well, I guess just consistency. Adam Scott.
Scott.
Whoa.
Wow.
Well, what? Don't like that pick? You
do like guy like that?
Hey. Didn't he finish top 10 last year?
He did. Actually, he was tied for fourth.
Tied for fourth last year, Doigy.
There's a couple there's a couple guys up there near the top that I don't know. Patrick Cantlay. I don't know if he needs to start wearing a hat or something. And Victor
scares me, eh?
Victor Hovland last week said
jerk.
His hat
doesn't fit.
The
adjustable hat doesn't fit him. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go off the board, maybe just a hair on this pick, because I think he's gonna have a really, really good year.
I know who he's picking.
Who am I picking?
Guy. You picking my guy.
Who's your guy?
No, go ahead, pick him.
Max Homa.
I like that.
That's Ryan's guy.
Well, I fell out of love with Max, though, because has he been inconsistent. But again, another one of those guys, Doigy, where like if he can ever screw it on straight for even half a year, he could win a bunch of events. Like the talent's there. He's a really good golfer, brother. I like that guy a lot. And I like this guy a lot, too. And listen, I know that he can be a little inconsistent, too. But I just love watching this guy play golf because he looks like he's having fun all the time. I got to go with my Irish brethren. Let's go Shane Lowry.
Keep picking the ones I'm going to pick right in front of me.
See, and you know what, Chuggy? That's why you and I are going to finish way up at the top here, because I won the most events last year, and you and I are in mind.
You know that, Chuggy? Every time Ryan says that,
just in case you haven't heard that, Ryan won the most events last year.
I didn't need to be told that. I was watching, and I could easily tell that. Okay,
tremendous.
So that leaves me with
a lot of good players.
I'm going to go with Tommy Fleetwood.
Ooh,
I like that.
Fleetwood.
He was on my list, Chuggy.
He was on my list, too.
Yeah, he was on my list, too.
I
have a list of about 100 guys here, so definitely.
I know what you mean. I got a legal pad full of stuff here. All right, so we are back to Clarkey with your final pick. This could be a make or breaker, Clarkey.
You know I got to do it, right?
Yeah, I know what you're going to do to me.
I know exactly who's taking Corey Connors. I've already highlighted him down here in your colors.
I didn't think he was going to do that.
Connors.
Okay, good. You didn't do what I thought you were going to do.
No, Corey Connors.
You know,
I think he had a good start today, didn't he? In the waist,
he did.
And no one picked him. I didn't pick him.
Because Corey, again, another one of those guys where the wedges, man, God, they get away from him. Tee to Green,
he's tuned in.
Tee to Green, one of the most talented players on the tour. All the guys talk about it. Like Tee to Green, he is a freak. It's his short game that absolutely kills Corey sometimes.
The Tee to Green, your short game is part of Tee to Green, dude.
But I'm just saying, he gets there so efficiently. And then if he ends up with like a wedge shot or a putter,
Tee to Green.
Okay. I'm just telling you, dude.
Doigy,
this next pick is hard because there's you never know, right?
I know. That's why I think we should all pick a Canadian. That's what I think.
But
no, it's a new rule. New rule.
No. We're at a point here where I'm going to go way down the list.
Whoa,
only because he's got off to a great start already this year.
Oh,
and I like him.
Yep.
And I just think that he's going to have a great year, and I'm going with Sepp Straka.
Yeah. I like old Seppy.
You go with.
But you're
Okay, jury, last pick.
So that's Doigy's last pick. Sepp Straka last pick. Like, dude, that's a damn good player with your last pick. Okay. Now there are a few guys, as we all know from my picking prowess, that I like to lean on. There's a guy named Victor Hovland. I'm not going to take Victor.
Matty Fitzchoos or whatever you call him. Matty Sketchers.
Matty Sketchers. That's, I think, where he may be going here.
Yeah, he's one of Matty Sketchers.
He's definitely one of his guys.
There's another guy that I like, but he has whiskey mitts all the time. His name's Will Zalatoris. Mm-hmm. Whiskey mitts scares me. I need to hammer this pick. I need to hammer it. I love Matty Sketchers. But I want a killer. I want a guy who's going to go out.
Tiger Woods.
And no matter how he's deemed by his peers, no matter how many people hate this guy.
He's going with Patrick Cantlay.
The fact of the matter is, he is one of the best players on tour, even though I don't like the guy. I can't stay away from Patrick Cantlay.
I figured that one out pretty quickly.
Yes, you did.
Just send him a hat. Guys, send him a hat that fits, will you?
I'm telling you right now, because Chuggy's got the last pick of the draft here, okay? And she could do something here that would really hurt me, because you guys know I'm a big Morikawa guy. I like Hideki. Matty Sketcher's probably my favorite guy on tour. Okay? So if Chuggy picks Matty Sketchers and he goes off this year,
just let her pick.
This is really going to hurt me. Okay.
Yeah.
I got it narrowed down to two, Ryan. I got it narrowed down to Matty Sketchers.
Yeah.
And Robert McIntyre.
Oh, God.
Well, you better pick one.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Don't rush her, Clarkey.
So I'm going to go with Robert McIntyre.
Oh, wow.
Okay. McIntyre. Hey, I like Robert McIntyre a lot. And now I feel a little better. Nobody has Matty Sketchers, and so if he goes on and wins the FedEx Cup,
then it doesn't matter.
I'll look stupid still, because he's my guy. I love Matty Sketchers.
That's right.
I love Matty Sketchers. He seems like a great kid, and he's just fun to watch play golf.
Doigy.
But there you go.
Have you watched this indoor stuff?
You know what? I did. I watched.
What's your thought?
For me, look, I enjoyed watching it. The one night I did lay in bed and watch it for almost the full show. I get it. It's quick. It's got some energy to it and all that stuff. For an old guy like me that's a traditionalist, I don't think it would be something that I would really jump into.
No, it's gimmicky for sure, but it's not going to take over.
But let me tell you something. Young kids that have grown up playing video games and stuff like that, like, think about it. Like, we're at the academy, at the golf academy in the wintertime. And today it was booked from 11 o'clock in the morning until 8 o'clock tonight, both units completely packed for the day, right? These are young kids. They're all 13 to 18 years old. They're hitting balls indoors every time. Can you imagine if things like this building they have in Orlando started popping up around in major cities, where you're hitting a ball into that screen and then you're going over here and chipping and putting onto a green and everything? I think all the young kids would just jump all over that and love it. And it could hurt golf down the road.
I'm just going to say thank you for letting me play, guys. And
that was
our pleasure, Chuggy.
That was Clarkey's idea.
I wanted, listen, I extended an olive branch. I thought, let's make this interesting. It wasn't like a thing where we went behind your back or something here.
You absolutely 1000% did, but that's fine.
Yeah, but
that's
you're
fine.
a whiner.
That's fine.
Like,
that's fine.
Like, let other people
Hey, Clarkey, wait till later in the season when we go back behind your back again on something else.
Oh, I'm sure you will. That's fine. That's fine. Hey, Doigy. So I haven't watched a whole lot of the indoor golf.
Yeah.
But I was watching an interview with Rory and someone else, can't remember who it was. And they said, what's the one rule you would like to see transferred from the indoor to the outdoor? And without hesitation, they said time clock. How can we get this in? Like, how can this happen, and how fast can we get it in?
Well, this is the way it should happen.
Because I agree.
I agree too. Now, this is the way it should happen. Now, look, if people don't understand that at the start of the week, when we're playing in these tour events, whether it's on the PGA Tour, the Champions Tour, the Canadian Tour, European Tour, Australia, when I was in Australia, doesn't matter where we're playing. In our package that we get, there is a thing called time par. So the tournament committee's gone out at the start of the week and figured out how long it should take us to play each hole. So let's just say my tee time is 1 o'clock and the first hole is a 375-yard par 4 with no water or anything like that. The group of 3 is probably allowed 13 or 14 minutes to play that hole. Mm-hmm. Okay. The next hole might be a par 5. So we're allowed 19 minutes to play that hole and so on. And then they add it up and they actually give you a running total on the sheet that tells you should be through this many holes at this time. Okay. Now, the problem with it is it's there, but no rules official, no tour has ever really enforced it. Okay. There's a couple things why. And I had a tour official say this to me one time a number of years ago, because we got into this debate about slow play. And what he said to me made total sense. He said, look, we don't want to speed it up. And I kind of looked at him sideways. I said, what are you talking about? We're taking 4.5 hours to play a round of golf now. It's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And he said, you need to understand something, Ian. Advertising, TV time. If we get everybody going around in 4 hours, we lose 30 to 45 minutes of advertising time frame where AT&T or Honda or whomever it is loses all that time. So we don't run as many commercials. We lose money. So we don't want to play faster. Oh, that's just what an official said to me. But this is how you fix it. It's pretty simple. You have that time par, and on each hole, you have a button on the tee deck and a clock behind the green, and it knows how much time you're allowed for that hole. And when you walk up on the tee deck, one of the players in the group or a caddy or the designated scorer in the group taps that button and that starts the clock. But okay. And if they don't come off that green inside of that allotted amount of time, then they're put on the clock and they have one hole to close the gap.
But Doigy, there's got to be a better way in my mind. That you're getting penalized if I'm slow. That's not fair.
No. That's why I'm saying when you walk up on the tee, you tap the clock button because
everybody in the group. So there's four
the group. One guy, 3 people in the. Hold on, Clarkey. 3 people in the group. Okay. Yeah. It's about the group playing at pace.
But it shouldn't be about a group. It should be individual.
You haven't let me finish what I'm going to get at.
Okay.
Okay. So the group hits the clock when they hit their tee shot. So they might have to stand there for a minute while the group in front of them is playing, right? Because maybe they are playing a little quicker than the group in front of them. So as soon as the group in front of them is clear, they hit the clock. They now have an allotted amount of time to play the hole. If they haven't finished the hole in that allotted amount of time, then they're
I get that, but you keep saying they.
Okay. But they're then they are officially put on the clock. An official comes and starts watching that group and times each player individually for the next 2 holes. And if any player individually has a time outside of his time allotment, then he's penalized. And the only way it's going to work is not by fining them, because now the fine is $1,000, $5,000, $10,000. Who gives a shit when you're making $30 million a year? Mm-hmm. The penalty is
strokes.
Is a stroke. Second offense is 2 strokes. Third
Absolutely.
is a DQ out of the tournament.
But I have a better idea.
3 or 4 times, and it fixes the problem.
I have why can't they just, the person who walks around with the little stick, like we have the technology to put timers on those, and as soon as the player gets up, they're on the clock, and they have 30 seconds or whatever it is to hit that shot. Then it's better. I don't like the fact that it's a group and then they get on, because that's too complicated. This way is way easier. It's easy. I got to call somebody.
Possibly, but there is certain things that are in the stipulation of the time part. So the first guy to hit is allowed 60 seconds. No, sorry. The first guy to hit is allowed 45 seconds. Mm-hmm. The second and the third guy, when they're playing in threesomes, are allowed 45 seconds each. No, sorry, 30 seconds. So it's 45, 30, 30. Okay?
Yeah.
So the guy that's hitting third is now allowed 105 seconds, where the first guy's only allowed 45 seconds. So the guy that's hitting third should be ready to go. And if he's not ready to go, I mean, it really, in realistic time, it should take him all of about 6 seconds to hit, because he's got to walk in, hit the shot, and go, right?
Yeah.
So there's part of the problem. They're not ready to go. Now, that said, if there's noise, he's allowed to back off. If a bug flies by his ball, he's allowed to walk off. If a plane flies overhead, plane and the noise bothers him, he's allowed to back off, right? So then the clock has to restart. So now you've got that guy carrying the sign, having to re-hit the button, re-hit the button, right? And so is that fair to put all that on that person carrying the sign? No. Yeah. No, it's not fair.
Yeah, it is.
Because you would lose volunteers, because that volunteer doesn't want to be
No, there's got to be an official. They can't be volunteers. There's got to be an official with them.
Matty Sketcher's getting a two-stroke penalty and costing him $1.5 million. That volunteer is not going to.
It's not going to be a volunteer. It's got to be an official.
Don't say that about my guy Matty Sketch. Come on now, leave Matty Sketchers out of
it. Remember, like Sergio with the yips, Sergio was the worst at times, right? Like,
oh my God, he took 40 years.
The reset. Like when I played in Dominican, we teed off at 7 a.m. one day. We were like the third group off, and we were done by 9:40. That's 2 hours and 40 minutes. Done.
That's good.
Okay.
When we teed off at 1 o'clock, we were out there for 4 hours and 15 minutes.
Okay, but you're also not playing for a first place check of $3.5 or $4 million, right?
No, it wasn't quite
a little different situation.
No,
I know, I get it, but no one likes to be out there.
But I'm going to tell you a little story. Now, this happened a long time ago.
We don't have a lot of time left.
A long time ago, and you've heard me tell this story before. I played a couple weeks on the Canadian tour back in the 90s. Okay. And it took us 5.5 hours to play on Thursday and Friday in 3 sets.
I remember hearing this story.
Drove me crazy.
It's ridiculous.
A week and a half or 2 weeks later, I was playing on the Nationwide Tour, which was back then, I think it was called the Nike Tour. And we played in about 4 hours and 45 minutes. And less than a month later, maybe 2 or 3 weeks after that, I was playing over in Europe. And I was in the second to last group off on Thursday afternoon at about 1:30 in the afternoon. And we played in 3 hours and 54 minutes. Slow play is a North American thing. It doesn't happen. Like,
well, I tell you, I've played last time I was in not this past time in Dominican 2 years ago. We played. We met some Swedes and we golfed with them. They're fast. Oh my God, they're fast. They were like.
So every round that
running to the golf cart.
Every round I played in Australia all the rounds I played in the tournaments in Australia.
Yeah.
Not one of them took over 4 hours to play.
No,
and that's in tournament golf.
Yeah,
in the senior tour down there.
Perfect.
So slow
it can be done.
Is a
that's
North
all we're
American
both saying. But it seems like my point was way back when the golfers want this, so let's get it in.
It seems that way. It seems that way for sure. I think that Clarkey just wants this instituted as quickly as possible because I have Patrick Cantlay on my team.
That's true. He's looking for his hat still.
But hey, what I'll say is that, on the note of the Swedes playing really fast, that's why Ludwig Åberg is going to be the number one player in the world someday.
And he's quick.
He's fast, dude. I think he might be the fastest player on tour. Yeah. It's something.
I will tell you this.
Review.
Mo Norman could not play golf in today's world.
No.
So here's a quick story. In the Canadian Amateur back in the 50s, he was playing a guy by the name of it'll come to me, but I think Phil Brownlee was his name, who also played very quickly, and it was a 36-hole final match for the Canadian Amateur Championship. And they were allotted so much time to play the morning 18 and then break for lunch and then play the afternoon 18. And they played the morning 18 in less than half the amount of time they were allotted. And the spectators couldn't keep up to them. They were playing that fast. And they didn't even want to have lunch. So they just grabbed a sandwich on the go and they ran over to the first tee and they were going to start their afternoon tee time 2.5 hours early. And the association said, "This is crazy. No spectators. It'll be over before the spectators show up." And so what the back then it would have been Royal Canadian Golf Association did is they went and got a vehicle and they drove the vehicle up onto the tee deck and parked it between the tee markers so that they couldn't tee off until all the people caught up. And then they moved the car and it would drive to the next tee and drive up on the tee deck and park there. And that's how they slowed Mo Norman, and I think it was Phil Brownlee, down so that people could get in position to watch them play the final match of the Canadian Amateur.
Crazy.
Those were the days, Doigy. Well, dude, thank you to you and thank you to Chuggy. Best of luck to you both in our FedEx Cup draft off, brother. It's always great to have you on the show. Thanks for doing this.
Nice sweater.
Thank you. Go Leafs, go.
All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, couch potatoes for the weekend. We'll review our teams for the FedEx Cup draft off here on Instigating. Welcome back, wrapping things up here on Instigating, a busy Instigating with Clarkey and Drury. Thanks to Ian Doig and Chuggy, of course, for taking part in our FedEx Cup draft off, the first annual. And Clarkey's such a baby. I'm going to rhyme off the teams for you. Clarkey, despite the whining, the internet gods gave him the first overall pick, and he took Scotty Scheffler, followed by Justin Thomas.
Would you have picked him first?
Yeah.
Got him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Scheffler, JT, Windy, Wyndham Clark, Adam Scott, the wily veteran, Corey Connors. Ian had the number 2 pick. He's rolling with Rory, Ludwig Ahlberg, Max Homa, Sung JM, and Sepp Straka. I had 3rd pick. I'm rolling with Hideki, Yellow Shirt, Matsuyama, Tom Kim, Sahith Theegala, Shane Lowry, Patrick Cantlay. Chuggy's going with Colin Morikawa, Xander Schauffele, Tony Finau, Tommy Fleetwood, Rob McIntyre. That is your FedEx Cup teams on Instigating here. All right, couch potato time. Clarkey, you always start us off.
I'm not this week. You're going first. Go ahead.
I have to go for. Okay, well, yep. Producer Adam, I let him know. I want to give some love, some shout outs here to my cousin Brady Shaw. We've had his dad, Brad, Coach Brad, down with the Philadelphia Flyers now. We've had him on the show before. Brady, who of course was the inspiration of the Brady hockey books for children. Pick them up for your kids, all right? Mary, my cousin, wrote them based on her son. Brady's a pro hockey player over in Europe. He's playing for Angers in the French Elite League this year.
Oui.
He just broke their single-season goal-scoring record, setting a new mark with 31 goals. He's going to break the points record, too. Brady, what a beauty. And he's got the gold helmet on and everything, because over there in Europe, of course, there's Brady with the gold helmet, signifying he's the team's leading scorer. There he is, good-looking guy. They had a ceremony for him the other day, celebrating the new franchise mark over in Angers. There he is, getting some love from the fans. Brady, you are my couch potato of the week. Kick back your feet and that beautiful gold helmet. You deserve it, brother. A proud University of Vermont alumnus. Go Catamounts. That's where Marty St. Louis went to college, for the record there, Clarkey. Brady Shaw, my couch potato. Cousin Brady, how about that?
There you go.
Setting new marks over in France. What do you think?
Well, Adam, can you just follow along here? I'm going to do a little directing live on the air. Just do a single Orion for a minute, will you? There's my couch potato. You can't do stuff behind my back constantly.
Oh my God.
Okay.
This guy is such a baby.
You cannot do stuff behind my back on this show. Okay.
Explain to me how it affects
I didn't know. You got to run things by me. My name is first. See it? Clarkey and Drury.
Listen, man.
Right there. Clarkey.
I'll say it one more time. I'm the king and this is my court, brother. Okay? So when it comes to golf pickoffs, I run the show. Okay? He's quitting the show.
You wrap it up then there, buddy. You're my couch potato. See you next week.
Oh my God. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry you had to be subjected to that. You can watch the show Friday night. I can't believe he did that. Friday nights at 8, Sunday nights at 9 with our friends on Whiteman TV. That's channel 6 for Whiteman subscribers. We debut on our YouTube channel Friday nights at 9. Follow us on social media at Instigating Pod. Don't follow Clarkey, though. And remember, you can find us on all your favorite podcast apps. Thanks to Ian Doig and Chuggy. Thanks, I guess, to Clarkey. We'll see if he's back next week. It might just be Instigating with Drury. We don't know yet, but we'll find out next week.